my name is Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring the little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. So I didn't want to make this video for a while because I just didn't think there was enough there. Now there's a lot. Now there's a lot. It is Rumour Patrol, which I call happily rip-off from Alien Cubed, is it? The one with Paul McGann in it, who was then cut out. And it's really, if you ever see the extended edition, which has got his full storyline in, it's a lot better. It's a lot better. Anyway, Rumour Patrol. We got a lot of rumours to talk about. Some really serious ones. Some that are just bollocks. Look, I'm going to give you my take on all of them. There's some that aren't rumours, some that are like, oh, uncovering facts. So we're going to find out all kinds of stuff. Before we get into it, can you hit the like button? That will be Fan-dabby, double dozer. Can you hit the share button? I think people should know. I think people should know what's coming. Like I remember, I saw the world crashing and burning, and I was like getting kind of obsessed about I don't know, 8 months ago. I was getting kind of obsessed by it. My wife was like, well, what does it matter, right? What do you really? I'm like, well, let's say the plane's crashing. If you're on a plane and it's crashing, and you look out the window, right, and you see the wings on flames, right? You might want to tell anyone. So share this video. That'd be great. Like, share, subscribe. Oh, subscribe would be great. YouTube have noticed I've done quite well, right? YouTube have noticed that my subscribers were doing very well, and they weren't happy. No, YouTube were not through with that. They took a bunch of subscribers again overnight. Well, what can you do? So if you are subscribed, can you make sure you're still subscribed? That'd be lovely. And if you're not subscribed, could you could you subscribe? I don't really know how to sugarcoat that. Yeah, could you subscribe? That'd be nice. Thank you very much. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you think. The algorithm does eat that up. And actually, I kind of want to know, what the hell is this on my head? What is this? What the hell is this? God, wouldn't it be weird if you find out you got some no, it looks like it's just a bug bite. Look, I don't look in the mirror. Oh, look, when you hit 50, you go, I'm basically done. I don't want to know. I don't want to look in the mirror often. I only ever see myself when I'm recording these videos, so a lot then. I look at myself a lot. Oh, man, what is that thing? I think it's just a scratch. Nothing to worry about. It's probably not a brain tumor. If it is, I'll kind of let you know as long as I can still function in any way, shape, or form. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Oh, and go check out my Indiegogo. Go check my Indiegogo, which is going to print right now. It's going to print in England. I'm putting the files in. That takes a long time. You would have thought you just upload a file. Boom, you're ready to go. No. No, not at all. So the files, there's going to be in with the printer. Half the files are uploaded already, the other half are being uploaded today. So this is the UK one. I'm not sure if I'm printing in the US or not. Inflation, baby. Man, inflation's crazy. It's now 45% more expensive to print there than it was 3 months ago, and it was cheaper than bloody England, right? England was a little bit more expensive. Now England is way cheaper, so I'm waiting to get shipping costs if I'm going to print all in England and then ship them to John Malin, the great John Malin, who's doing my fulfillment. Or if I'm going to print in the US and ship for it'll basically, I'm just waiting for numbers. But like, this is being fulfilled in the next couple of weeks. Get in there, credit. So this is 2 freaking awesome comic books. I plug this all the time. We got the Imperium, a love letter, totally fantasy in the 1960s, and we got biblical Bible stories, Eighth Grace, Rational Growth. Something that you guys that I really should point out to you guys. You get a bunch of extras. Look at that great poster by Dominic Racho. Dominic Racho did all this like for the male gaze cars. But if you want a piece of original art, you can. You're getting 2 posters. Everybody's getting 2 posters. We've done very well. I really got to get in touch with all the backers and find out. Let me know what poster that you want. But this is something that I want to show off. So that's not a lot of people know about. For this, like the $80 level, you get an original piece of art. We get a pretty nice sketch there by Dominic, and then much more expensively, you get these like really incredible ones. Hang on, I'm just trying to find it. Where is it? It's at the top here. Much more expensively, it's that's actually not so bad. $150 or $250. You get this incredible, and he'll make whatever you want. Look at these incredible pieces of these are all trading card sizes, and he'll draw them whatever you freaking want. So like, yeah, and he's very, listen, he's never seen Doctor Who before, and he's nailed Capaldi like totally. And you want to make 250, he'll make it 3D. He'll put it like, it's incredible. Go check it out. It's in the video notes. But like, this is wrapping up. I think we by this time next week we will have printed, right? I think we would have printed it. So time's up. basically, this is like the last gasp. So yeah, so please do go check that out. Fine, let's start looking at this. First, we're going to start off. We'll start with a bit of sad news. Tony Selby passed away at 83. Tony Selby of was in Doctor Who when he in EastEnders, didn't know that. I was just watching Dragonfire last night, and oh man, is that a good story? Right, I've been a bit iffy on season 25. I was iffy if I wanted to buy it. I think Time Lorani. Yeah, it was just like, you know, a placeholder script. They really didn't know what they're doing. And then Andrew Cartmel was trying to work out how to make Doctor Who with Paradise Towers and Delta and the Bannermen. Still say Delta and Bannermen is a good story if they just cut it down to 45 minutes and put new special effects in. But Dragonfire, freaking awesome. Okay, they've all been better than I remember. Like, I've all the stuff I liked about more. Dragonfire, just been freaking awesome. Watched the first episode last night. I am looking forward to finishing it and putting out a review. So Tony Selby, but Sablon Glitz sadly passed away, 83. My parents met him. My parents used to have these corned beef concession corned beef sandwich, salt beef sandwich they call them in England, concessions in Wembley Arena and Wembley Stadium. If you ever paid a ridiculous amount of money for like a Mars bar, that was probably from my mother, right? So, but they would always hang out with all the stars. Like the stars always kind of just got on with them, right? So yeah, they went to Tony Selby was there for something. And he was drunk out of his mind at a party my parents were at. And he was like, oh, I can tell you're real people. You like the theatre. Oh, real pucker theatre. So, sadly, Tony Selby passed away peacefully in sleep. Nice to hear. But listen, passing away peacefully, it's all anybody can really hope for. Passing away peacefully is not something the Doctor Who's going to be known for. So this got tweeted 3 days ago from Ian Levine. Now, Ian Levine, quite a famous person in the, John Nathan Turner called him the fan glitterati, right? So yeah, he was very in with John Nathan Turner for the first half of his reign, and then he was amongst the many long knives stabbing in the back for the second half of his reign. So, but yeah, he's been a very involved, active fan. Look, tragically, about 10 years ago, he financed his own animated version of Shada, which I never saw it, but I think it's supposed to be more accurate than the official version they put out. But they were good. Like he was apparently supposed to be put out by the BBC, but honestly, look, I think the quality of the animation really just wasn't there compared to the one they put out. I hate to be the one to say it. But anyway, look, he's a real figure. He's been involved in the production. I think he's on the inside a little bit. Does that mean that he knows what he's talking about? Maybe not. Right? Maybe not. I'm going to give you my thoughts on this rumor after we read it. Right. So he tweeted this out a few days ago. Now I'm going to really upset people, really in capitals. So he must mean business. Doctor Who is going to be arrested for 5 years because the BBC will not admit they got it horribly wrong by casting a woman as a woman doctor and hiring Chris Chibnall. There's a lot to unpack there, right? There's a lot to unpack there, and there's more coming. So yes, I believe a lot of this. I believe that BBC will never admit they got it wrong, right? Now, BBC are just in complete freefall, aren't they? They're just in a massive implosion mode, right? They like everything they're doing is failing horribly. They're replacing popular presenters on TV shows with box ticking, really. I mean, it's like, and they've got, if you call it box ticking, that's racist. No. Hiring people because of their skin color and their gender and their sexual orientation and their whatever that's racist. That's racist. And honestly, I think what it does, it causes more problems for minorities, whatever. I think because it gets people pissed off because you take away something like, I think Question of Sport, for example, everything they do, everything they touch, it just turns to garbage. I think June Sarpong is her name, the woman whose basic job at the BBC is to fire white men for the evil crime of being white men. She gets paid like $100,000 more than the Prime Minister, and she's on a 3-day week. So it's hard to scream that they're underprivileged, right? When you're super privileged. So, but BBC, will they ever admit they ever got anything wrong? No, they're making more Doctor Who. They're making more Jodie Whittaker Doctor Who, which has utterly failed, right? I mean, Timeless Children has utterly failed. Now, here's the thing, though. They've announced they're leaving, right? I think Chibnall and Whittaker were fired. And I think they've destroyed Doctor Who. And it's been the scuttlebutt. Right? People have been predicting, well, Doctor Who, I think they might have killed it, right? I think they actually might have genuinely killed it. It could be. It sounds reasonable to me. Tragically, there will be no 60th anniversary special. This is a big deal, right? Because that's very saleable. Right, that's very saleable. I mean, surely Netflix or Amazon would want that, right? But do they? I mean, listen, right? Amazon is taking Picard season 2, so none so queer as folk, you know. Is there an international partner for Discovery, Star Trek Discovery, which is garbage, right? This Lower Decks on anything. I mean, who cares? Is this real? So here's why I think this is probably true, right? This is what's going on in my head anyway. So we have these like fan Twitterati, and they're crazy, right? They're absolutely crazy. They say they're fans of Jodie Whittaker. I don't really think they are. I think they're fans of identity politics. I think they're fans of non-white males being promoted on TV to a ridiculous degree, right? I think that's what because I think they genuinely believe this, right? That women are, for example, a oppressed, burdened minority, but no, they're kind of a majority, right? They really do think that, and they think that people just don't. They just it's what's the word? Unconscious. It's unconscious bias bred in by society. So they're trying to subtly change society by making shit Doctor Who. Basically, that's their cunning plan. We'll make shit Doctor Who, but here's the clever part. We'll have Doctor Who have a vagina, but then it'll be a transy doctor, not a girly doctor. And that's genuinely, I mean, like, you know, I imagine Chris Chibnall said that in a business meeting, right? And he wasn't the saddest guy in the room. The saddest one in the room was a man in his business suit, in a business, expect about a $300 suit, probably stood up and said, "That's it! That's what we're gonna do! Yes, Doctor Who needs a bit of vag. No need for good storytelling." But anyway, so these people who are really into that, they've been crazy. They've been absolutely crazy for last couple of months. Now, this is something similar happened in comics Twitter over the last few months. Comics Twitter imploded completely. So essentially what happened was this. There's Twitter was created. Okay, let's start there. Twitter was created, and comic book creators went on Twitter, and people went on Twitter so they could interact with their favorite comic book creators. Say, hey, I really like that Captain America. I was like, whatever. They like to interact with them. So these crazy people went there and they took over Twitter, and they made like this weird, this like weird, intolerant. Puritan society where they would destroy someone's life and career if they didn't believe what they wanted them to believe, right? If they didn't say what, and consequently, we found that a lot of people in the comic book industry who were married with children and had a normative love life are now bi, right? Even though there's no mention of them ever being bi. They're like, oh yeah, no, but so. They had a lot of power because they controlled Twitter. And through Twitter, they really controlled the comic book industry. Then the comic book industry imploded and people couldn't make money from it anymore. And And so, the crowdfunding became a big thing. Go check out Indiegogo. Crowdfunding became a big, which they hated. So they immediately, anything that takes away their control, they label as racist. Wicked, racist, being wickedly racist people. The Comicscape was the main crowdfunding, but then this thing called Substack came along, and all the top tier writers working on the top tier books, they said, "Yeah, I'm gone, bye, leave me alone." And they're all of a sudden you have like these diversity hires who are really useless. They're so bad at their jobs. Vita Ayala is she marks herself as being queer and brown, right? Not as a writer, because she's not. She's basically, every character she writes is kind of a variation on her. She did this James Bond series, which was so awful. I mean, like, I got, it was a 4-issue series. I reviewed 3 of them. I couldn't get through the 4th one. Basically, James Bond was sidelined and made to look like a doofus all the way through it. And they had kind of like this self-insert of Vita Ayala in there. Who was just stunning and brave and great. That's what all the comic books like. So anyway, these people are completely incompetent. They don't really like comics. They really will use it as a stepping stone to get to movies, which they couldn't do. They made that all crushed and burned. But anyway, comics Twitter has been absolutely crazy because they noticed that they've lost their power, right? They've lost control of the industry because there is no industry anymore. People have gone to this thing called Substack, and it's a complete meritocracy, a complete total. And now comic book creators are leaving Twitter, right? So now they were in complete disarray, complete meltdown, right? And now everybody's gone. They're pretending to be super nice and normal. They're trying to I guarantee you, 5 years from now. Because this thing has happened in every strata of society. These crazes have taken over and have been evil, terrible, fascist totalitarians. 5 years from now, everyone's going to deny being one, right? So we got them in Doctor Who fan. This guy, Mr. TARDIS, is a big one. He's just gone off the rails. He has a big channel. It's like 30,000 subscribers. He has a big channel. He's gone off the rails. He's obsessed with this guy called Noel. Noel has a fantastic channel, the TARDIS Zone. Recommend it wholeheartedly. It's just tons of fun, right? Does lots of watch-alongs. Loves Doctor Who, but he's obsessed with Noel. And Noel has a much smaller channel. He's like got 2,000 subscribers, something like that, right? The other guy's got 30,000 subscribers, and he's just can't stop thinking about it. And you know what it is? And I realized what it is. It's from the comic book Twitter recently. It's because he knows that Noel is right? He knows they're right. And so they've been absolutely crazy recently. So that kind of leaves credence in my mind to this. And we'll have a quick look at the reaction, which is kind of like, what you would expect. There's lots and lots of like the people going, like, here's why women never F you. They took, look, okay, they don't like him saying they made a mistake casting a woman as a doctor. Now, I think it could have worked. I genuinely think it could have worked if they cast a woman as the doctor. But they didn't. They cast the doctor as a woman, which is very different, right? Because the person, Jodie Whittaker, just didn't play the doctor as a doctor. And she wasn't written as a doctor. She was written as a doofus. She had never had any idea what was going on, had very little agency. And was a crushing conformist, a horrible, which for me is the opposite of Doctor Who, the absolute opposite of Doctor Who. So yeah, look, the Twitter crazes just went crazy, right? Look, so casting a woman as Doctor Who is debatable. I think it could have worked. It's casting against type, but I think it could have worked. I think the time has passed, though. I think the Jodie Whittaker's done such a terrible job. How terrible? Look, if this is right, she's destroyed Doctor Who, because 5 years is just like a benchmark. Like, you know, if you're ever on a plane that's delayed, well, they did this in a 30 Rock episode, and you asked them, how long is it going? So they said about 20 minutes, half hour. Long enough. That's 20 minutes, half an hour is long enough for you to forget last time you asked them, right? So yeah, 5 years is just a meaningless number. It's basically somebody's got to come along who wants to do it. It's got to be, the reason it came back in 2005 is because we had this perfect storm of like Jane Tranter, Russell T Davies, Julie Gardner, and Phil Gardner, everybody coming together and it just knocking it out the park, right? Absolutely knocking it out the park. It was a very, listen, we had the similar thing with Chibnall. We had this identity politics ridden world that we live in. Chris Chibnall, who's not very talented, and Jodie Whittaker, and Piers Wenger at the BBC, all coming together to make utter garbage, right? So it's got to be a perfect storm for it to ever come back. Piers Wenger, the director of drama, talked about it recently, and he said they're looking for radical change. Now, that seemed to be the kind of like corporate speak they use, right? The kind of corporate speak they use to fob you off. We had the same thing in 89, 90. Yeah, we want to wait for the right time to bring back Doctor Who, rather than being a battle-weary Time Lord languishing in the backwaters of audience popularity. How can I say that so well? And it's been how many years? 30 years, and I say it so because they said it over and over and over and over again. As I say this over and over again, okay, I'll give you a great example of that. We've all heard of the Ewoks, right? We've all heard of Ewoks, the kind of little teddy bear people from Return of the Jedi that we really didn't like that much. We've all heard of Ewoks. Ewoks are like just part of the lexicon. Everybody knows what an Ewok is. If you watch Return of the Jedi, do you know how many times they say the word Ewok? Do you have any idea? 10, 5, 0. Absolutely 0. They just relent Ewoks in all the media. Same thing here. They said the same thing over again. So that's what it sounds like to me with that. So I'm going to say this one sounds likely to me. This one sounds logical and likely. So I talked about the perfect storm of how they made great Doctor Who come back with Russell T Davies. Someone who doesn't quite agree with that is Christopher Eccleston. Explains why the series was a nightmare to make, and we're going to watch a video with him in a second where he talks it through. There's so much stuff here, like these overlays. Can I close this? No, I guess not. Fine. There we go. Dr. Christopher Eccleston had previously said the only return to the show once hell was frozen over. Whether this or not, it was tongue phony in cheek. The actor has now since called his time on the series a nightmare. Eccleston, who played the Ninth Doctor in the cult series, was rebooted. It wasn't rebooted, it was revived. Spoke about Doctor Who experience at Dragon Con recently. I love Dragon Con. My wife's from Atlanta. That's where Dragon Con is. And admitted he was doubtful he'll ever return. My relationship with the BBC has not healed. Opening up about the circumstances in which he left the series. He explained with the relationship with then showrunner Rusty Davies and producers Julie Garland and Phil Grosson completely broke down. I would love to know why, though. I think it's fair to say the first series, nobody knows what they're doing, and the politics are raging. And the shooting of the series was a nightmare. So I'm intrigued to know what that actually was. So fine, let's look at this video clip though, where we hear him in his own words. So here, and we turn the sound up. Okay. So again, this is a Dragon Con. A little word about Eccleston before we start. He's a bit of a hypocrite. Eccleston is a bit, and it's hard. That's a big elephant in the room to get around. In that he's a big working class socialist. He's very big into both those things, which is fine. Doesn't make any. That's just right. Then he charges way above top dollar for his signature and his photos at these conventions. To me, that's hypocritical. Look, I think he deserves to charge whatever he can charge. I think he should charge the maximum amount that people would pay, right? But I'm a capitalist. I think capitalism is quite good. I think there's downsides to it, but I think there's generally speaking upsides to it as well. I think it's a meritocracy. I think being a meritocracy is a very good thing. It's a massive contradiction. But either way, I still think he's a very genuinely moral person. I just think this is like a blind spot there. Everybody's human. Everybody has high intelligences and low intelligence and everything. So anyway, let's hear the clip where he talks about it. It's only a few minutes long. So again,
would you, pretty please with sugar on top, come back for the 60th anniversary?
So immediately you can see his discomfort, right? You can see his discomfort. People start to clap. And he knows how important it is to people. So yeah, let's see his reaction.
I think that's very doubtful. You know, my relationship with the...
Yeah, so again, went straight in with, that's very, let me turn this up more. It's very doubtful, right? When people started to cheer. Because, like, he didn't want to people, I think he feels it immoral to string people along, right? I think he finds dishonesty really immoral, which is the story we're going to hear in a minute.
Relationship with the BBC over Doctor Who is not healed. It hasn't, you know. I hope this never happens to you, but at the time of my leaving, I agreed with Russell that I would go quietly and respectfully. And
yeah, look, it was a breakdown. People did not get. It didn't go down well. It didn't go down. He was professional about it. Wait till you hear the next bit.
I would look after the show in publicity-wise, in terms of publicising it, and then without saying anything to me, they announced that I was leaving. They didn't tell me they were going to do that. I was walking down the street and suddenly I got quite a lot of aggression.
Yeah, and I think he finds that dishonest. I think, for somebody who honesty is important to, and you can see that in his acting, right? His acting is very authentic. It's very honest. Dishonesty is a cardinal sin, right? And I think that's where, but you know, he's dealing with, you know, in the entertainment industry where everybody's a liar. What do you want me to tell you? But he wasn't happy.
And more importantly, I mean, they should have said it. They created a quote and they attributed it to me.
Yeah, again, dishonesty. That is his turnkey thing. Like, he can't deal with it. And I think this really upset him. And he's going to come up with good reasons why it upset him, but I think it's really like the dishonesty is like just an emotional like dagger in his heart.
Which said I was tired. Now the thing is about that, I found it too tiring. I didn't find it too tiring. I found it too tiring working with Russell and Phil and Julia.
I'd love to know more about that. Oh, would I love to know more about that? Again, I just think it's the politics, the dishonesty, which I think you've got to be a political animal to get anything done. That's the nature of television. Right, I think that's what made John Nathan Turner a good producer.
I didn't find it physically too tiring. When they said that, any other producer reading that would go, oh, we're not going to employ Chris Eccleston because he gets tired. So it was a lie.
Honesty, right? Just dishonesty. That is his turnkey thing.
And it was in quotation marks. And I'm from Salford. You don't do that to me.
Yeah, and that's what hasn't healed. I mean, like he was already pissed off. He was already pissed off to the point of quitting, when beyond the point of quitting, and then this sea of dishonesty. I think it just blew his mind.
So they issued a kind of apology, but it's not enough. So no. But I'll do Big Finish, and I'll come to these conventions.
Yeah, and I do think he feels a responsibility to his audience. I know he's a dick for charging too much money for his singing. Right? Everybody makes mistakes, mate. Everybody no person is perfect. I mean, listen, look, when he's doing his videos promoting the Big Finish stuff, he's so dour. He's like, oh God, yeah, Christopher, you can go anywhere in time and space. Yeah, well, anywhere. What magical adventure would you like to have? Yeah, I'd like to go to Salford. But you're from Salford? Yeah, I want to go to Salford. I like Salford. I mean, like, you need to lighten up a little bit, mate. But I think it's finished talking about it now. Yeah, okay, that's it. Fine. So there you go. Interesting. So now we finally know why Chris Eccleston left. I mean, why he's never coming back, right? He's never ever coming back because he got dicked over by the BBC in his head. Okay, so we got a few other little things we need to cover. Jodie Whittaker, I'm looking forward to exploring different characters. I bet you are. I don't see that they haven't lined up a new producer and production team for Doctor Who. Indicates to me that the first rumor might indeed be correct that it's not coming back. Right? I don't think it's coming back. The only reason it will come back is because the money men say it's too valuable to go. Right? The only reason why it would survive. But I don't think it's going to be. But also, she doesn't have any new roles announced. So it's 13 is set to regenerate next year, with fans hoping Whittaker takes on Star Wars next. That's her best bet. You need to go to another place that doesn't care that they have a complete disconnect with their audience. Like, try and get a job in Star Trek or Star Wars, right? Or the MCU. But I just don't think you're good enough to do any of these, right? I'm probably not. But yeah, so I did a video on it early in the week, the Sunday interview. Yeah, so they say what she's doing next. There's no clue, right? There is no clue at all what she's doing next. And then people are saying they wanted to play Ava Chris in the High Council. No, nobody wants the High Council, the High Republic. I mean, the Star Wars, the High Republic. Nobody wants the High Republic. Stop. And yeah, if they made a High Republic, get behind, in line behind Brie Larson. That's what I would recommend. They're still saying Michaela Cole dresses Doctor Who speculation. Not in a million bloody years. Let's see what she's got to say. She's in Black Panther too. Wakanda forever! Wakanda! I never say never to anything, she added rather mysteriously. I guess that's my answer. Yeah, why would I block off it? Like, maybe. But the answer's no. It's not happening. It is not happening. Finally. Oh, God, this is the stupidest article of the time. It's so annoying. It's like, now it's covered over. Can I have to make this wider to read it? Daily Express. Oh, man, this is just annoying. Now I'm, like, hidden. Okay, here. I'm over here. Hello. Doctor Who, Jodie Whittaker to face the Weeping Angels in tragic exit. Firstly, it won't be tragic. Yes! I mean, I don't know. The Angels are going to be in it. That's been... Okay. Weeping Angels... I can't... This is just annoying the hell out of me now. Go away! Ugh. Yeah, the Weeping Angels have already been confirmed. Stephen Moffat said the Weeping Angels come back. Is it going to be in a final story? I doubt it. I think the Daleks we saw on set are going to be what she's facing in her final story. My prediction for the final story, though, if there is no more Doctor Who, if this turns out to be the case, right, and it's going to need to be rebooted, I think Chris Chibnall is going to end it by ending Doctor Who. I think he wants to end Doctor Who and screw over people one last time, because he likes doing that, because I think he's a dick. Yeah, people say I know people who know him personally and have told me he's the nicest person ever. I think he's the nicest person ever if he needs to be nice to you. If you're not somebody he needs to be nice to, he's a dick, right? So I think he's going to do something dickish to essentially, again, the end of Doctor Who. It's going to end with Jodie Whittaker. For me, it ended when she arrived rather than when she left. I recommend all of you. Yeah, it's incredible for me that people keep saying, no, Jodie Whittaker's the Doctor. No. You can't say she isn't, because she is. Dude, it's not real. Okay, Doctor Who's not real. I like Doctor Who a lot, right? It's not real. Doctor Who isn't real. You can have whatever you want in your headcanon. For me, it ends with Capaldi, right? I've re-edited it so it fades to right. There's another re-edit of him regenerating into the First Doctor. Do I have this thing here? What I would recommend, I don't have the right, but this is another book by the same person. Alex Lee's, Dr. Alex YouTube channel. He has a very good YouTube playlist called Season 12, where he reads his season following the Jodie Whittaker's awfulness. But if you like Jodie Whittaker, great for you. His own thing that he wrote, which I think is just really good. He gets the characterizations really down well, and he also just sweeps this Whittaker nonsense away, like it never existed, and he does it in a really good way, which I think really works. So yeah, for me, Doctor Who ended there. Your headcanon is your headcanon. Nobody can tell you that you must accept something, or you might no, this Doctor's a canon! No, only if you believe your insanity they are, but they're not really. So there you go. A bit of news and rumour patrol. I guess we'll be back here in a couple of weeks with a whole bunch of new bollocks to talk about. My name is Tzvi Lebetkin, you're a rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring the little bell, so you are notified when new videos drop.